Hi everyone, and welcome to my things to do. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fantastic Valentine's wreath with minimal spending. A lot of the items that you see here you can get from the Dollar Tree. I think I spent a total of $3 on this project. Let's get started. Okay, so here's some of the items that you're going to use to have a fantastic Valentine's wreath with minimal spending. I purchased this wreath at the Dollar Tree for obviously $1. And that was my largest expense because the rest of everything else I already had at home. To make the hearts, I used 2 parts of flour to 1 part salt. So since I didn't need a lot, I actually used 2 cups of flour to 1 cup of salt. Mixed that together with just enough water to make it into a dough. I rolled everything out on my parchment paper. That way it was easier for me to transfer everything onto my pan to bake into the oven, and we'll get to that in just a moment. I used fingernail polish, and I also did try on another project some of my acrylic paints, but fingernail polish comes out real shiny and I loved how that looked, so I had these already. I didn't need to purchase any more. If you don't already have fingernail polish, Dollar Tree has a variety of fingernail polishes that you can use. As you've seen on the wreath, I did have some crocheted flowers with leaves, and I'll show you the instructions on how to crochet these small flowers and little leaves. It takes just a few minutes for each, not much time at all. I just had some things from my grandchildren to do, to use as texture, including this. I used these a lot for texture on my hearts as well. I also got this from the Dollar Tree. Something to hang my wreath with, a permanent marker to write on some of my hearts, and then glue sticks and my hot glue gun to glue everything onto my wreath. So let's get started by mixing our flour and salt together and rolling out the hearts. And don't forget your cookie cutter heart as well. I rolled my flour and salt dough directly onto the parchment paper. That way I can just transfer the parchment paper directly onto my pan. I'm going to go ahead and cut out my hearts now. Now all I have to do is take the dough from around each one of my hearts. Perfect. You want to save your extra dough pieces to continue to make either more hearts or anything else. Now let's go ahead and put some texture to some of these. And how about double heart here? Diamonds. Diamonds are forever. Awesome. Okay, so now it's ready to go into the oven. I set my oven to 250 degrees, and I'm going to let my salt dough hearts stay in there for 2 hours. In case anyone was wondering, I am wearing my heart pajama pants. I just thought that was fitting for this particular project. Alright, and I like to show that you can cook and do crafts in your pajamas, well, at least the pants in any case. They're comfortable. I'm going to show you how I made the crocheted hearts and leaves for your wreath. I have the instructions written on my blog at mythingstodo.com. For now I'm going to chain 20 and then tell you the rest of the instructions. Now from the second chain from the hook, I'll do 2 single crochets, and in the next chain another 2 single crochets. Then in the next one I'll do 2 half double crochets, and again 2 half double crochets. Now throughout the rest of this chain, I'll be doing 2 double crochets inside of each chain. And then finish off at the end. Now, if you're wondering, I am using worsted weight yarn, and my hook size is an E, and that's because I wanted to make sure that my project came out small. As you've seen while I was doing this, it already started to curl up on its own, which is great. So I'm going to take the ends, and I'm going to sew them underneath my flower. And this is what I'll get once everything is sewn finished. For the leaf, the instructions for this also will be on mythingstodo.com blog. I'm also using worsted weight yarn, and this is called springtime green. I'm going to chain 6. In the second chain from the hook, I will do a single crochet, then half double crochet in the next chain. In the next 2 chains, I'm going to do a double crochet, and in the last chain, I will do 7 double crochets, and I'll be going around my beginning chain so that it'll hide that string, that way I don't have to sew it in later. Like that. And now I'll be working up the other side of that chain. I'm just going backwards, and I'm doing 2 double crochets in the next 2 chains. Half double, and a single crochet in the last chain, and then I will close it up by slip stitching to the first single crochet and leaving enough yarn for me to go ahead and sew this to my flower. And as you see, I don't have to sew this under because it's in back, and that cleaned that up just right. So here's a leaf, and I'll sew both leaves underneath my flower like this. Our hearts are now out of the oven, and I've let them cool off. Now let's go ahead and paint them. I'm going to use the fingernail polishes that I showed you earlier. Oops, there we are. And I like these colors. I've got some extra ones that I did up earlier, and I'll also be putting these on my wreath. So let's get to painting now. I like using the fingernail polish because it does come out nice and shiny. Of course, if you're going to use acrylic paints, you can always put some Mod Podge on top. It also will give you that shine. But like you see, like this one, I used just my fingernail polish, and it's nice and shiny, and I like that. And you just simply paint it like you would anything else. Make sure you get the edges as well. first thing I want to do is decide what's going to be the top of my wreath. I think I'll have this be the top of my wreath. And I have this ribbon from another object that I had before. It was something that I got for Christmas. I'm going to use that as my hanger. Also to pinpoint what the top of my wreath will be. And here are the hearts that I made earlier. I'm just going to lay them out about how I want them to go. I have one here that I was imprinting a leaf on it, and the leaf actually stuck to my dough before I cured it, so I left the leaf there. I thought that was pretty interesting. I have S and W. These are the last initials of our last name. I think I like how this is laid out. Once my glue gets hot enough, we'll start gluing them on. I'm putting the last part on the wreath now. Let's get this glue going here. Doesn't want to stay. I want to say cut. Alright, here we go. Here's my fantastic Valentine's wreath made with minimal spending. It was my things to do today. Make it your thing to do too.